Why does the black man serve the white man? Why does everything the black man do benefit the white man? Why does the black man say freedom is doing what I want to do? And why is it that everything he wants to do enriches the European?
Welcome to the desert of the real.
Yeah, I was in a discussion with somebody on somebody's page, and they was like, "Oh, Bloomberg does a lot for people." Because somebody posted a question: if you had $1 billion, what would you do with it? Would you help, people?
Help people.
Yeah.
Help people. Oh Lord.
Mhm.
You know, just the concept of the question just pisses me off.
Right.
As if helping people is a good thing.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
We've
These
seen that
motherfuckers
already.
don't respect nobody to help nobody. Nope. They only respect self-indulged morons like Donald Trump.
Mm-hmm. And if they do anything, that's a tax write-off. They getting that right back.
Is Michael Jordan helping anybody?
Hell no.
Is LeBron James helping anybody?
Really.
Are they really helping anybody when they have these sneakers out here for these crazy ass prices? Nobody cares about people who help nobody. Now the people that help somebody, you fucking hate their guts.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I say I hate it when people want to make it seem as if all of these grandiose ideas are actually acceptable in the eyes of society. It's not. Not. They do not care about people who help people. It's a matter of, so in light of that, it's just like what Larry Fishburne said in his character at the end of that movie, Deep Cover. Remember when he found out that he was he thought he was a cop playing a drug dealer when he actually was a drug dealer playing a cop.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
He said, if I give the money back, I'd be a damn fool.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
He said, so I'm gonna just ride with this shit.
And he told that dude, I got more power in the street than I do being a cop.
Right. See, that's what you call hitting hit with a dose of reality.
Yeah, I think you have to kind of focus on who you're going to help. Like one of the things Holip used to always say is that he wanted to start a school and do that. Well, that's actually been done. There's a couple of them. In Ohio, they have the Al-Kibalan University, which is basically what Holip was talking about. They did it, and as far as I know, it's still going strong. So, helping people, you kind of have to help people that are who want to be helped, who are raising children and want them to be taught a certain way and don't have time to homeschool. Well, you put together a school, you make the curriculum, and, have a place to send your kids to. That's one way you could help. There's a few others.
Schools like that.
Go ahead. What'd you say?
There's a few schools like that in different states.
Yeah, Marcus Garvey preschool.
We need more of those then. Yeah.
There's Marcus Garvey preschool. I think it's in California, right? No.
Yeah.
But yeah, beyond trying to get, do business amongst people, figure out what people's skills are, and, network like that. In the black community, you have to first find the people who are seeking help and who, hate to say it, deserve it. And then, it's mutual help. Giving people handouts is not going to help anyone. I was looking on this one thing. There's actually a group of Caucasians. They call themselves, the Caucasians for Reparations, something like that. It's CARE. It's a group of white folks that want to give us reparations. I obviously wouldn't turn that down. But, at the same time, there's a lot of folks who you just give them money, they ain't going to do nothing but smoke it up and drink it up and Nike it up.
Buy a car.
Exactly. And then
they can't afford.
The crazy part is? The crazy part is that, of course, if you're looking at it just from a theoretical thing, it's a no-brainer, of course. Black folks should be getting reparations. But the problem is, and this is what I said before, if you get reparations under the current construct now, you're just going to be giving money to individuals. It's going to be like what Dave Chappelle did on his show.
Yeah.
You know? But what people don't understand, like if the whole concept behind because that's what it is, it's repairing your nation. Not repairing individuals, repairing a nation.
Right.
If you don't have a structure in place, all the money is going to do is go to individuals, and they're going to blow it. They're just going to give it right back to the system. Now, if I was the white man, what I would do, this would be a golden opportunity to give somebody a check. I just give everybody checks, and then you can't even put the fucking slavery thing on the table no more. You can't even open up your fucking mouth about that shit.
Yep.
Nigga, I gave you a check. That shit's over. Don't be talking to me
knows,
about slavery no more.
Yeah. Maybe that's the underlying thing with their group.
Mhm. That's some liberalism at its best right there. That group.
Yeah.
At the same time, though, I mean, like I said, there are some of us who definitely. I mean, let's say the check was for, I don't know how we would afford it, but for $200,000. You know, most people are going to blow that, but amongst
in a day,
amongst most of us who, not most of us, amongst a few of us who actually know how to spend that money, you know, we can make a future for our people and not, you know.
Yeah, I mean, if people, the thing is, the problem
not the idiots.
The problem is people don't see us as a nation. If you start looking at us as a nation of people, then reparation takes on a whole different thing. Like if you're going to have a nation, then you need land. You also need the ability to defend yourself. I mean, how can you really call yourself a nation if you don't have that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you need communication systems. You need, you got to think in terms of the power structures of what a nation is. But see, nobody thinks about that. When people think reparations, they think in checks. That's all they think.
Yeah.
They're not thinking anything about establishing infrastructure and any of that stuff. The only way you'll think that way is if you have a nationhood mentality.
Right. And, you know, it's funny, on the question of nationhood, there's a lot of different ways you can do that. Like, for example, the Vatican is a nation within Italy.
Right.
It doesn't have an army. It doesn't have any of that, and yet it's its own thing. Same thing with Washington, D.C., City of London, the Indian reservations. I mean, you can do nation, state within a state, and work it like that. Obviously, you have to have some, people who are really up on law and know how to do the paperwork for that. There's a lot of folks with the, what's her name, Sister Yafa Bay, with the autochthonous American research that she's doing. She's basically saying that, some of these, which you would call blacks or Africans, are actually from here in America and always been here. And they just need to get the paperwork straight and, there's your nation right there. So that's something we could look at if we were all to get reparations right now. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I really see it as you just need the energy and the finances. I mean, I really don't see this as being something that's so far away. There's ways to do it. It's just that amongst our people, financing has always been a major issue. And I think if the right people had the right money, the nation that you're talking about could be, put together within a year. Honestly, there's so many different ways you can do it. I've been listening to Sears' show. He's putting together a program. Yafa Bay. There's a bunch of Moors and Kemites, whoever. Not just the super spiritual, flighty type folks, but the people who are seriously putting things together as far as paperwork and nationhood that aren't just going to get you thrown in jail as soon as you go into the court and tell them that you're not going to pay taxes and license plate anymore. There's more legitimate ways of doing that.
What I would do is I would Vince McMahon the whole thing. Because the problem is that we got these little individual things going on, but nobody's developing a system.
Right.
Because once you develop that into a system, that's why if people give me $1 billion, I'm buying niggas. That's what I'm doing. Y'all can get cars, you can get jewelry, and I'm getting niggas. I'm buying all types of niggas, and niggas come cheap.
Yep.
Now that's keeping it Moorish right there.
Yeah, I'm
what the Moors was doing.
Yeah, I'm gonna get everybody. Like if I see something that can benefit our people in terms of an institution, what I'll do is I'll buy up all the little companies, because all they want is the money anyway. Then develop that into a system. That's what Vince did with wrestling.
Yeah, he bought out everybody.
Yep.
He just went and robbed everybody's main talent and started his own federation. And then before you know it, you wasn't really, big time unless you was working for him. That's just the way it is. It's like you have to start thinking systematically, man. And that's what
absolutely.
Because everybody, like you said, on a small level, everything that we want to see done is already being done. We already have preschools. We already have these things in place, but we have them on a small level. You got to develop these things into a system so that I can go to this preschool that you were talking about. Should be in New York, should be in California, should be in Chicago, should be in all these major cities, so that people know, oh wow, this is the so and so preschool, or this is the so and so university.
Yeah, we need to develop K through 12 because there's so much, not just preschools, but there's so much material that our folks need to know that go all the way to college. But I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, it's cool. Yeah, I was just saying, it's like that's the biggest problem. It's like we got everything we start off collectively and then we break off into fractions. It's crazy. I mean, the perfect example is the whole white man is the devil thing. If that's your basic premise to your ideology, why in the hell can't you work with other people that look like you? You say you know that the devil is against you, but yet you can't work with people that the devil is against. Something don't make sense about that. And remember that, Mac? We went through that years ago?
Yeah.
And learned that lesson? You got all these groups with all these same ideologies saying the same damn thing, yet they never work together.
We tried to...
those ideologies are like cover stories to me. I mean, they'll say the white man is the devil. Meanwhile, they're probably doing business with the motherfucker, trying to get their money up. I mean, you see what's his name, Farrakhan is doing with Scientology. I saw a picture of a Caucasian FOI with his arm around a quote-unquote black one. It was a rap. I mean, that shows you right there what it's about. The white man is the devil is a cover story to make money on the back end. So the question of sincerity, are you really about uplifting your people, or is the more, say, uplifting fallen humanity, or are you looking to uplift your bank account?
I vote for bank account. That's what they uplifted. I think it's pretty simple.
What they've shown
it's
themselves
pretty easy, man. It's pretty easy. We've been having this so-called struggle for how many years in our communities? And what you mean to tell me that it's just an oversight? Our people don't have any power because it's just an oversight. We don't. There's some strategic problems. They don't. Come on, get the hell out of here. It's a design. We are exactly where we're supposed to be because that's what the design is. And the moment you get somebody, like as you can see, when somebody steps outside the box of where they're supposed to be, they put a bullet in their head. And it don't even require you being no revolutionary. It just requires you being having a free thought. For whatever reason. It doesn't even, like, why you think JFK got a bullet put through his head? Because he went against the intelligence community. Boom, you done. And there ain't been one since that been against him.
Well, you got to be careful what kind of friends you make. I mean, JFK made that speech that said he was against secret societies and secret proceedings. Meanwhile, wasn't he like a Mason or some shit like that? So how are you going to say you're against secret societies and you're in one? And you didn't take an oath with that, a blood oath. You didn't take a blood oath with that society to hold the secret. Of course they're going to kill you.
How the hell do you think you're going to be the president of the United States? Like, one of the biggest fantasies that they got going is they want to make it seem as if all you got to do is get, some political popularity, and the next thing you know, you running this country. Are you out of your goddamn mind? Do you know you know how much filters and shit you got to go through so they can make sure you a bitch before you get to that position?
Yeah.
You don't want no free thinker as the president of the United States. Are you kidding me? You got to have somebody who's willing to go along with the program. And that's what the whole thing is about. It's like if you know what you've been doing behind closed doors, you ain't exposing nothing because you don't want that tape to come out.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want that tape to come out so people can see what you really about. So that's how they keep, power. They just keep secrets among each other. They always have dirt on each other, so that keeps everybody honest.